everyone. Um, I hope all are doing well. Today we are going to talk about WebSocket development in Rust language. Although you people are know about how WebSocket development in any other languages like C++, and C Sharp, some other languages. Then how different from the other languages to Rust language? How we are adapting Rust in WebSocket. We are going to discuss about this short period of time, and then I will give you overview of this WebSocket development. Um, After that, we'll discuss about the client and server code in Rust development, how they're formatting and how they're structured like all projects. Then whatever the local host we are using. Although um, as of now, I'm explaining about you like just a local host machine to one local host machine. Locally, I'm connecting to one machine to another machine. Okay. In this talk, we are just looking into the WebSocket overview or else some sort of uh, code explanations. Okay. Then let's begin into what is WebSocket. So here. Hmm. What is Rust WebSocket? Basically, when it comes to a WebSocket, the WebSocket protocol is designed to provide a bidirectional communication channel between a client and server over the signal TCP connections. Trans TCP connections. Okay. It's as of you are looking towards these words. It's a bidirectional communication. Uh, both the devices, local host machines and then client machine. So this is how this communication between apparently two machines. Then this library offers a simple and efficient way to build real-time applications, like such as you can able to build a chat application on this, and then some of the futuristic online gamings, and then collaborative editing tools. These are all the items we are going to uh, they are adopting like this library offers to build those things, and then it builds on top of the Tokyo asynchronous IO framework. Tokyo is a We are using Tokyo framework for this one, so it's a asynchronous IO framework, which makes it highly scalable and performance and reliable also. So this is what we call WebSocket. Um, why we are basically choosing Rust language in WebSocket means um, like when it comes to you people are know about the Rust is a memory efficient language. Sorry. So the benefit of this we are building in a WebSocket server in with Rust. Um, like a WebSocket server needs a large amount of memory to maintain active connections. Okay. Luckily, we have Rust is a efficient memory management language, so it's a good choice for the WebSocket server. We thought, right? Because most of the message passing events and driven from Rust, and also Rust's having support of asynchronous and async await support to make the most efficient use of CPU time and increase application performance and throughput. Okay, right. We always think about the multi-threading. Then we are using so many threads. Then one by one, we are not including like synchronous way of communication. The synchronous way of communication will it will take so much of time for reducing those disadvantages. So we are using like Rust is already supporting for async and await. These things are like um, asynchronous programming language supporting programming. So it's very used to efficient CPU cycles, and it will increase the memory performance and application performance throughput. Okay. And also, Rust also provides a robust type system and large setup productions, and also um, great WebSocket implementations also, and then predictable performance. It will give a reliable code, very easy to use. If the person who knows Rust very well, if he well versed with the Rust language, it's very easy to handle these Rust WebSocket and all. But very pretty good, and it's very useful. Like, okay, mm, let's begin with the code. Just I will show the some code is already available, like in one of the website. So I will give you like if you are learning from the beginning itself, so you can use this one beautiful blog is there, how to build a WebSocket server with Rust. So it's very helpful too if you are starting with all the things. The same thing they are explaining about why they are using Rust and all. So it as similar to same thing. In this one already I included in my project also. So I will just directly jump into on my project. Okay. Um, See here. This is already available Rust WebSocket GitHub. It's building on Rust language also. Um, Pretty good. It's having so much of stars also here. Based on the stars, we are managing to handle these GitHub pages, GitHub codes and all. So, mm, okay. When it comes to, let's going with the VS Code. Okay, fine. This one I need to clear these things. Clear. Okay. See here in Rust WebSocket, so many examples they are returning already written. So we are just following a brief knowledge about how they are building and how they are writing a code in Rust language. So for that, I'm using only Rust client and server. Okay, let's get starting with the server first. So mm, in that server logic, um, already you know the thing like hmm, here whatever the external creds WebSocket we are using. This line is declared an external cred named as a web socket. That code will be used in this one. This cred provides functionality of a working of WebSocket in Rust. This one. Okay. The line number 3, 4, 5, whatever you are using. Um, these lines basically um, import the specific module from Rust standard libraries and WebSocket cred also. The thread module is used to multi-threading, async, async await, sync server. Module provides a synchronous server for handling WebSocket connections. And also you are seeing here owned messages. Uh, and the type, this type represents the messages sent over the WebSocket connections. This is for this we are using this one. When okay, then line number 8. Okay, whatever you are saying in line number 8, this line, this is basically creates this line creates a new instant of server stuck by calling its bind method with the address of this local address 127.0.0.1. This is the 2794 is the port number. The bind method returns a result indicating whatever the binding was successful. um, then after that we are using dot unwrap. This unwrap method is used to hear the exact the server value from the result, assuming it's not an error. Like that we are assuming. That's why we are using unwrap method on this one. After that, when it comes to the line number 10, um, in this one they are using for loop for that. um, the line number 10, this line starts in a for loop or incoming connections request from the server. Okay. um, the filter map, whatever you're seeing here, filter map, this is a creates an iterator that both filter and maps. Okay. um, and also this method is called a server, which returns an iterate of result values. The result is must be should be a okay or some. So like function is used to closer to the filter out the successful results and iterator over them. Okay. Each successful results represent an incoming connection requests. These things. Basically, the whatever request is coming, that one we are calculating here. Okay. After that, you you are seeing here thread spawn. This line is a new thread for each incoming connections request using thread spawn functions. Okay. Basically, you are seeing here it's a closure closure type function. Don't say closure, which is an anonymous function. You already know what is closure here. I hope. If not, it's a it's a function which is an anonymous function. It's not having any heading, and it's having a body. Okay, the closure is defined here, and then these are all the request blocks whatever we are using. Um, when it comes to 18, the line number 18. Oh, here. Okay, if okay, the request, this code block, um, this code block, if the request protocols from the client do not contain Rust WebSocket. Okay, if that is the case, the server rejects the request by calling the reject method on the request object. Okay, if any error occur during the rejection, the program will panic. Okay, if it is not available, the suddenly the code will panic, right? So for that they are using reject. After reject dot unwrap on that. Finally, the closure returns whatever terminating here thread returns returning. After that, the next line, whatever you're seeing in 18th line. Okay, here if the request protocol contains refs to WebSocket, the line is accept the request by calling accept method. Okay, method on the request object. The u- use protocol method is used to specify the accepted protocol. The accepted connections is assigned to the client variable, which is mutable. If any error occurs during this acceptance, the program will panic based on the dot unwrap method. Okay, so, as similar to reject and accept of the requests. Then this line retrieves um, the peer addresses of the client connections by calling a peer ADDR method. The peer address represents the IP address of the connection client. The IP address assigned to the IP variable, directly IP variable. If any error occurs during the retrieval time, the program will panic here also. This is the next line is all about the println macro. This will print whatever the we are writing in a double quotes. That will help you to print out those things. It's IP we are assigning here. It will print basically it will print connection from this IP like that. Okay. Then it comes to 14th line. Sorry, 24th line. Okay, this is a basically a message. This line is points to a message to the console indicating successful connections and the IP address of the client. These things, whatever we are own message is there, whatever we are writing here. Hello, all welcome to Rust Friday Talks. This will print in a, client. There, this will the same message will send by this function. Sends a single message to the remote endpoint. Remote endpoint is like our client. Okay, if it is any error or else those things, it will dot and wrap we are calling, so it will handle. There the same thing will happen here. After that, the same incoming receiver message we are using here. Basically, we are calling here an iterator over an incoming messages. This iterator will blocks until new messages arrival. Next new messages whenever the new messages arrive and will never halt here. And then based on the whatever text we are using, that one we are just matching here. If it is matched properly, then we are closing the connections here in first stage. And if it is executed successfully, in the same message will convey to client. Okay, this is like the server part. Mm, when it comes to here, they are returning in a return a client.rs client server. Basically, the same thing they are using here. The standard IO HDI and standard Rust. Then sync channels and so also STD threads also they are using. Um, After that, constant. See here, constant. This is a keyword of mm, Rust language. Constant thing. Whatever we are returning in a connections as a constant. This one. This is a constant IP address we are giving. Okay, this line defines the constant named as connections that holds the address of WebSocket server connect to, which is which we are going to connect to. This is a local host IP address. Okay. After that, they are printing a function main. Then they are printing something. It's connecting to the connection. Connection means it's a constant we are getting from here IP address. Then after that, client. Here, client. They are assigning client builder. Here in this block of correct, this one creates a new instance of a client builder stuck by calling its new method on its connections. This one. Okay. The unwrap method is used to extract the client builder value from the result, indicating whether the construction was successful or fail. The add protocol method is used to specify the protocol Rust WebSocket, and then the uh, insecure insecure. This method is then called to establish the connection to server. After that, we are calling dot unwrap. If any errors occurs during this construction and connection process, the program will panic here. After that, we are printing if it is properly working, then they are printing as a println successfully connected. The socket, whatever we are local hosting machine server to client we are establishing that connection successfully, they are printing something. After that, um, this line line number 23 receiver, This and split the client into a separate receiver and sender part by calling a split method on the client. The split method returns tuple containing the receiver and sender. And also dot unwrap also we are using. The unwrap method is used to extract the receiver, then sender values from the tuple, assuming they are not an errors. Like whatever they are receiving from the sender, those are not an errors. Like that, for that we are using. Then the same thing, let transaction tx sender part, and then this is basically the line creates a clone of the transmitter to be used in a receive loop thread. Cloning the transmitter allows multiple threads to send messages to same channel. This line is using for that one. The same, basically these lines. After that, they are spawning, continuously monitoring the messages. If it is exist from the receiver, they are printing out those things, send message, printing out those things. If it is not, the return error message will come, or else panic will happen in receive loop directly here. Incoming messages, whatever we are receiving from the server, that message will pop up here, like we are passing here, old messages. Mm, this is the same thing they are explaining here. This is what a client looks like. Mm, just will run once. Cargo example server. Okay, now we are running a server here. After that, here one more terminal. We're running client. See here. As already I explained about the client to server part, right? This is trying to connecting connection from the local host 127.127.0.0.1. This port number, the connection from this port number. This is the IP address. Here they are receiving as a connection connecting to this WebSocket. Sorry, this IP address, local IP address, whatever here we are mentioning connection. This is connecting properly, then connection successful connected. The whatever we are giving here as a text message, hello all, these things, this thing printed in client. Hello all, welcome to Rust Friday Talks. This is how we are going to creating a WebSocket here. Basically, the connection between client and server part. We can modify as a chat application also in this one. One is like one person, one machine is like one person, another machine is like another person. They are communicating each other. We can use that level also. Mm. I hope this short video will make sense to you all guys. We are explaining this topic in very deeply in our Rust trainings. We are starting Rust training also. The some different topics, web development and WebSocket. Then some other we are having also Rust crypto developments. Those things we are training to a people. So in this video, we'll see in this video this much we are explaining. Um, okay, I hope this video will make sense. Uh, Bye, everyone. Thank you.